It's much easier to get 5 million views on one video than 50,000 views on 100 videos. If you knew what I knew, you could get 10 million subscribers within 6 months.
Your first video is not going to get views.
Subscribers don't matter. Views don't matter. I mean, they do.
So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end and just get to work and start uploading.
Everything you want as a creator comes from making the best videos possible and thumbnails.
If you're trying to grow on YouTube, this might be one of the most important videos you've seen so far. Because instead of guessing what works, I took a full 20-minute breakdown of MrBeast talking about YouTube growth, titles, thumbnails, hooks, retention, and viral ideas. And I turned it into the 6 lessons that matter most. I'm Atlas, your host from Make Money AI. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what MrBeast says beginners get wrong, what actually matters if you want views, and why some of his advice is way simpler than people expect. Let's get into the first lesson.
A lot of people get analysis paralysis and they'll just sit there and they'll plan their first video for 3 months. And any of you listening, if you, especially if you have 0 videos on your channel, your first video is not going to get views, period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that. So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end and just get to work and start uploading. Like, all you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. And then on your 101st video, we'll start talking, like maybe you can get some views, but you know, your first 100 are gonna suck. There are very freak cases like Liza Koshy or Emma Chamberlain who have really good personalities and it doesn't take them as many videos. And it's just like people who are 7'5" and making the NBA. Like, yes, there are freak cases you can find, but for the average person like us, you know, who don't have these exceptional personalities and, you know, backgrounds in filmmaking, just make 100 videos, improve something each time, and then talk to me on your 101st video.
That's such a useful mindset shift, because it takes pressure off the first upload. You're not trying to make a masterpiece on video 1. You're trying to become the kind of creator who can eventually make great videos. And that only happens through repetition. So already, lesson 1 is simple. Stop treating your first video like it has to change your life. It probably won't.
You improve something each time.
The second one, just, I don't know, put more effort into the script. The third one, try to learn a new editing trick. The fourth one, try to figure out a way that you can have better inflections in your voice. The fifth one, try to, you know, study a new thumbnail tip and implement it. The sixth one, try to figure out a new title. There's infinite ways. That's the beauty of content creation online. There's literally infinite ways, from the coloring to the frame rate to the editing to the filming to the production to the jokes to the pacing to every little thing can be improved, and they can never not be improved. There's literally no such thing as a perfect video.
What YouTube wants is they want people to click on a video and they want to watch it. Like, at its core, that's what it is. Now, you can like draw little lines and go as deep as you want into how to get people to click and to how to get people to watch. I mean, essentially, by studying the algorithm, you'll learn that you're more studying human psychology, right? What do humans want to watch? Anytime you say the word algorithm, just replace it with audience, and it works perfectly. Like, the algorithm didn't like that video? No, the audience didn't like that video. Literally, that's it. If people are clicking and watching, then it gets promoted more. And that's literally all the algorithm does, is reflect what the people want to a T. And if you deny that, you just make terrible videos and are trying to find a scapegoat.
That's the part beginners need to hear. Improvement doesn't have to be dramatic. One better intro, one cleaner thumbnail, one stronger title, one tighter edit, one less boring section. That sounds small, but over 50 or 100 uploads, it completely changes your level.
But what makes for a good title? Short?
Not just short. It's also, if someone reads it, are they like, do they have to watch it? Is it just so intrinsically interesting that it's just gonna with them if they don't click on it? You know what I mean? Ideally, it's a title also that, you know, because the titles don't live in a vacuum, right? So it has to lead into the content. So ideally, the title represents content that you would want to watch for 20 minutes. So if it's a 20-minute video and the title is I stepped on a bug, the click-through rate is going to be much lower than if it was like a 5-second video. Like, even nuances of the length of the video based against the title will affect whether people want to click it, because sometimes they just all add up. I mean, it's that, yes, ideally you want it below 50 characters, because above 50 characters on certain devices, you run the chance of it going ... So like, I took a light pole and I saw how many dollar bills I could stack on top, and they would just go ... because it's too long and it can't finish it. And that's the worst thing, because then people don't even know what they're clicking on. And so it's going to do even worse. Short, simple, ideally, and just so freaking interesting they have to click. And it is a good segue into the content, and it represents the length of the content. The more extreme the opinion, typically the higher the click-through rate. If you can like pay it off in the content, then it just supercharges it. So like,
oh, so you have a kind of estimate of the extreme.
like this water, right? If you're like, Fiji water sucks.
Yeah,
that would do fine. But if you said Fiji water is the worst water I've ever drank in my life,
yeah,
way more extreme opinion would do way better.
But you have to deliver.
Yeah, but then you have to deliver, because the more extreme you are, the more extreme you have to be in the video.
The part I really like there is that he doesn't just say, make it short. He says the title has to feel impossible not to click. That's different. It has to create enough curiosity, enough tension, enough interest, that the viewer feels like they need the answer. And then he adds something really important. The title has to match the content. Because if the title promises something huge and the video can't deliver, you might win the click, but you lose trust. And that becomes even more important now because of autoplay, which is where his next point gets really interesting.
I heard you guys talking about autoplay on YouTube,
yes.
And I've never considered it. I've always thought about the thumbnail, but now on YouTube, videos automatically play.
Of course. So before you film a video, what is the thumbnail? What is the video? And then what's the first 5 seconds? And then what's the first 30 seconds? You know, by the first 5 seconds is like goes with the thumbnail.
Because it's possible that people open YouTube and
they don't see it.
They don't
Especially
even see the
for
thumbnail.
us, because like for so many people I've watched hundreds of our videos, when I upload, I am first on your homepage. So like you just literally don't even see the thumbnail because it autoplays so quickly. So like the thumbnail is irrelevant. I have to like visually convince you to click on the video.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah, that's why we go so hardcore.
Dude, that's so crazy. So do you consider also captions in those first 5 seconds? Because
Of
people
course,
aren't
all of
watching
it.
with
Yeah,
audio.
everything. Everything, yes, 100%.
Wow.
First 5 seconds, it's brutal. Your title and thumbnail set expectations. And at the very beginning of the video, to minimize drop-off, you want to assure them that those expectations are being met. If you click on a video where, you know, of his, where it's like, Tether is a scam, and then at the very beginning, he starts talking about literally anything else, then you are like, oh, this is bullshit. This isn't what I clicked on. But if at the very start of the video, you go, Tether is a scam, and I'm going to teach you why, then it's like, okay, you match the expectations. So at the very beginning, match the expectations, and then you want to exceed them. So you want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more.
This is such a huge point. Your opening has 2 jobs now. First, it has to confirm the viewer clicked on the right thing. Second, it has to make them want to keep going. So if your title says one thing, and your intro starts rambling about something else, people leave. Fast. That's why strong intros work so well. They don't waste time. They match expectations immediately. And then they raise the stakes. That's also why retention drops so hard at the start of most videos. Which brings us to the next lesson. How to keep people watching after the hook.
That's how you lower drop off, which a lot of people, sometimes it takes them like 20 seconds to really meet the expectations. And so you lose, like, that's where you're going to lose everyone. Everyone's videos start like this, and then it levels off. So you want to reduce the amount of people that click off on the audience retention graph. I hope you're popping up graphs while I'm saying this, so it's easier for people to visualize. We really should drill this home, because like the number one thing is like retaining as many people as possible at the start. Because like envision a chart where you lose 35% of your viewers in the first 30 seconds, and then envision one where you only lose 20%. That's 15% more people that are watching, you know, throughout the video than not. And it's not like you made the whole video like a bunch better. You just had a more strategic intro that hooked them. I'm struggling to put this into words and like to really impose how important that is, but like that 15% difference in viewership really does make the difference between hypothetically like 2 million views on a video and like 10 in my head. The thing people undervalue the most is literally the first 10 seconds of the video. Like, yeah, I think I can quote it. I tied up an FBI agent and I have $100,000 in this bag. Here's a knife. Good luck, and I just run away. Yeah. Like, it gives you everything you need. Yeah. No wasted words, short, concise, and then tension. You basically want to remove every dull moment. You probably want to find the 10 most critical people you know, make them watch the video, and just roast it. You know, certain things like if I just talk to a camera for 10 seconds without a cut, like a lot of people will just like get bored or they'll lose interest. So like having a B cam and a C cam, and just you can just talk for 10 seconds, but 3 seconds in cutting to a B cam and then a C cam. Like now it's more interesting, even though it's essentially the same thing and not that crazy. But you want to have good pacing. Typically having a payoff at the end keeps them, right? Last leave circle wins 10 grand. If there is a low moment halfway through, you're going to watch to the end because you want to see who wins the 10 grand. So having a good payoff at the end.
What's interesting is the longer people watch something, the more likely they are to keep watching. So you don't have to try as hard in the hypothetically back half of a video as you do it in the front. Like even right now, we're so deep into this where a lot of people listening are probably just going to keep listening relatively close to the end unless we just have a really boring part of this conversation because they're just in it. They're immersed. And so a big, like, to really boil it down to a simple level, you just want to get people where they're immersed in the content and then just kind of hold them there.
This is where a lot of videos quietly die. Not because the idea was bad, but because the middle gets soft. The pacing slows down, the video drifts. The viewer feels like they've already got what they came for. And once that happens, they leave. So what he's really saying is, every part of the video should justify itself. If a section is boring, cut it. If a sentence is unnecessary, tighten it. If there's no reason to keep watching, create one. And I think that's why he talks so much about payoff. A strong ending pulls the whole video forward, which sets up the final lesson. Because underneath all of this, he believes YouTube success comes down to one thing: knowledge.
The thing is, it's all knowledge. It really is. And like every time I say this, people debate it to the end of time on Twitter, but I don't care. Like I could start a new channel tomorrow with not using my face or my voice, like without ever promoting it, and in 6 months have 20 million subscribers. I just could.
Yeah.
I can already tell you 90% of the people watching, they don't agree with that. They don't. And everyone has excuses and they're always like, nah, YouTube just doesn't work like that, Jimmy. You don't understand. But I mentor a lot of people. I see it even to this day. I still see it all the time. It is possible. It is simply knowledge. And the second you accept that it is knowledge and you start your, for me, 10,000 day journey of learning, for you, whatever it is, if you want to be less hardcore, and like actually figuring out, what makes a good video, what does my audience want, how can I elevate, and then you take that knowledge and you just assume that I will never understand what the perfect video is, and every single day I just need to be devoted to learning as much as possible and improving as much as possible, and I got to improve every video as much as I can. Then there you go. There are tons of viral ideas that people can do that don't require money. It does not require money to go viral. Like at one point, one of my most viewed videos was like spending 24 hours in a desert. We just grabbed a tent and some stuff and we went in the desert. And it got like 60, 70 million views. I have so many videos where we spent hardly any money, like the no food one, or I'd have to pull up the channel and go through it, that have gotten tens of millions of views, and they would have gotten 10 plus million views even on a small channel. So people who say, oh, well, I could be MrBeast if I had money. Well, A, I didn't start off with money. I was poor, I had no money, and it took me like 7 years just to buy a camera, saving up from YouTube. And B, some of our most viewed videos, literally, like anyone can do.
A lot of times people, oh boy, it's like they think their videos are better than they are, honestly. And
tell them, Jimmy, tell them.
I mean, they do. And you have to, that, and they have horrible friend groups, because you really are like the type of YouTubers you hang around. And so like a lot of times I'm just like, what you're saying is wrong. Who told you this? They're like, well, this guy. And it's like, well, they're wrong. It's not true.
There's no such thing as a perfect video. Like someone should always call you and shit on your video because it could be better. Like that's because imagine if someone does that every video and you upload hundreds, if not 1,000 videos over the next 10 years, and every single time someone's critiquing you and you're applying what they're critiquing. Like imagine the compound effect over that time span. It's invaluable.
People think it's like, oh, well, it's all like CTR and stuff like that. But a big thing that everyone underestimates is what was your experience with your last video? If people loved the last video of yours that they watched, they're more likely to watch your next one. For the YouTubers watching this, when people watch your video, they go, okay, that was good, but like that's enough of you for the day. Like it was all right? Whereas what you want is them to go, holy crap, that was crazy. Oh my God, what's that? Holy crap, that was crazy. Oh my God. And they watch 10 videos. That's what you're going for, that data can't describe. And like, I've never heard anyone talk about that, but that is it. That's how you get these high view counts, because people watch 10 videos, not one,
It's okay to draw inspiration from me, but just don't do what I do to a T. It's not like $1 versus blank. I'm the first person to do it. But I just, saw that format and I was just like, how can I do that 100 times better?
Right.
How can I put 100 times more creativity into it? How can I level up the editing by 100 times? How can I spend 100, blah, blah, blah. And that's always my mindset. How can I, if I get inspired by something, how can I do that but 100 times better and make it my own? Whereas a lot of people are just like, oh, MrBeast did that. I'm just gonna do it.
So if I had to boil 20 minutes of MrBeast advice down into one sentence, it would be this: stop obsessing over the outcome and obsess over making better videos. That's it. Upload. Improve. Study what holds attention. Make stronger titles and thumbnails. Hook faster. cut boring parts, and keep learning. That's the game. And if you found this video useful, make sure you like the video and subscribe to Make Money AI for more tips, strategies, and content like this. I'm documenting this journey in real time, and I'll see you in the next one.